Hi guys, welcome to this full review of this MorePro V100S fitness smartwatch activity fitness tracker with temperature and heart rate and blood pressure monitor. It's also rated IP68 waterproof. It's currently listed on Amazon for around, I think it's only $27. There's a deal today. I don't know how long this is going. Normal price I think is $35, which is already rather low, and it comes from MorePro, which is a rather good brand. I mean, it's not a Samsung, it's not an Apple, but MorePro has a really good reputation. It's not like a no-name. They even have their own website and support. You get this service card. You can see there's some service contact information. Here we get even FAQ and some details about this fitness band. There's really good information here. That's the box. There's not much on the box, I think. It's pretty basic. We get a quick guide here. Maybe you can see something. As always in my videos, I'm trying to show you the full instructions manual so you can make a better buy decision, or if you bought it used or you lost the instructions, so you have everything ready here. There's not much here, of course. Most of the information you will see in the app or on the fitness band itself. So by the way, here we have it, and I'm going to show you everything as far as possible on the band and in the app, everything what you can do, how good or how bad this is. You can see it's pretty beautiful, stylish. It has some kind of round shape, not a lot, but it's pretty comfortable to wear. We have a lot of sensors in the back. I think there are 4 or 5 sensors. You can see them working, and depending on what you have selected, is more or less working almost all the time. I mean, not 24/7. I think it's more like every 5 minutes or so, but I haven't checked in detail. The watch band or the fitness band is pretty simple, but it's very comfortable. It's very lightweight. It's a beautiful one, and it has a nice display, I would say. What we have here, a couple of functions. When we long press, by the way, this is not like a full touch or even multi-touch display. This is just a very simple thing. It just has one button down here. Maybe you can see that when we hold it to the side. Yeah, now you can see that there's just one sensor button down here. Here on top you cannot do anything. You cannot swipe or do anything. There's just one button down here, and it has 2 functions, short press and the long press. With the short press you go through all the menus here, all the measurements. You can see there are a lot of things, and maybe I go a little bit slower, you can see that, but I'm not holding it on my wrist, so we cannot do everything. So here's the basic time. When we long press, we can change the watch face. Already you can see now we can tap and change. I think that's my favorite. It has the most information. We long press and confirm. You see on the left side there's something going down. Maybe it counts down from about 4 or 5 seconds, and when you keep pressing it will confirm. The good thing is it has a day, date, time. It has the battery level. It has connectivity indication. It shows the current heart rate, of course, only when you're wearing it. So it has quite some nice information already. I think that's the maximum which you can get. Battery shows around 75%. There's no detail indicator. I think it's just 25%, like 25, 50, 75, 100. After 2 days of wearing, I'm around at 75%, so probably will get 8 days or so with this battery. That's not bad, and I have turned all the measurements on, so with the maximum of measurements you get about 7 or 8 days. So that's the sleep from the last night. There's not much you can do. Then the current heart rate, then the current blood pressure, you can measure that, and the current temperature. Then we have also some messages. they are on 0. I don't know why. If you want to check the messages, you have to long press as well. You can see, and then you can check the messages like 1 to 10. I think probably 10 are the most. I think there is nothing you can do. You can just like scroll through the messages. That's it. There is not more you can do. There are some more functions. That's a little bit annoying. Why would you have to do that? More, there are not many, and you have to long press to get to these more functions. You have a stopwatch. Of course, you can also start this thing here, and I think you can even pause that, yeah. And then with a long press you can finish this thing and get to the next function. That's find cell phone, or the about, or the power off, or the factory reset, which you have to use as well. If you are having problems with connecting, it's highly advised to do a factory reset. Maybe it has been connected to another smartphone, and then you have to do the factory reset to make it available for connection again. So I'm going back to the home screen. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult sometimes here. Long press going back to the home screen. You get also some notification. You can also turn on and off all kind of notifications from the app, from the smartphone. Of course, you will get a lot of notification. It's pretty reliable, I would say. It's working good. Regarding calls, the only thing is, I mean, it will show the call with a green icon, but you cannot take a call. You can only reject, as far as I've been able to see, with a long press here, and you have to count down for 4 seconds or so, and then you can reject. It's a little bit complicated, but you can do that. And when we are still here at the fitness band, regarding the vibration is really strong. If you want to use the alarm to wake you up, that's definitely going to work. It is showing you the alarm when it's time, and then when you just short press, it will add a 10 minutes timer, so you can get a couple of minutes extra sleep, and then it will wake you up after 10 minutes again. You can push again, and there's another 10 minutes. If you want to fully stop the alarm, you have to also press 5 seconds. That's a little bit of a problem. I mean, when you're still almost sleeping, it's dark, and yeah, I mean, you can do that, but you almost have to watch the display to do that. I mean, you can do it just for maybe 5 or 6 seconds, and then you're usually good with the timer without watching it. And like always with these fitness bands, it's always an important question how we can charge these things. A lot of these fitness bands can be charged directly here, and it's no different. So you can remove the band actually on both sides. Yeah. So you have to be a little bit careful with this thing. Just don't push straight or pull straight. Just pull down a little bit into this direction. This works much better. You can see, because it's also bent down. When you just pull straight, maybe you could break this thing. I mean, it's not very weak, but it's not super strong. And here, same thing here, just push or pull a little bit down, otherwise you could really break it. Here it's always a little bit difficult. So now I've done it, and you can see here on the back side there are 2 contacts, and that's the charge. So here with this side you cannot do anything, and so it has to be connected. Here's the connection, and here's the connection on this side, where you have this open gap here, and usually it comes like this, and it should show that it's charging. What you can see, that it is a little bit leaning. So if you have it like this, you would cover 2 or 3 other USB ports. I mean, you could put it on the side, and then that's not so much of a problem, but for some of the ports it probably won't work, like if you have a flat laptop. Yeah, I hope you're still watching, because I actually made a mistake. I have just found this after 2 days now. There's not only a touch button which you can like touch and then switch to the next function. There's even a little bit of a slide or swipe possibility, so you can move from left to right, you can see, or right to left. There's a little bit of a small area where you can move the menu from left to right or right to left, which helps a little bit to move easier around. So if you just miss it by one, you can go back and you don't have to make the whole circle. So let's go to the app. I hope you can see everything here. If you want to synchronize, just pull down here, and if it's not synchronized, then it will synchronize. Yeah, now it's doing the synchronization. By the way, you don't have to log in with an account. I mean, you don't have to make an account. You can just log in as a guest, but still leave your personal information, and you also can still connect your data to like Google Fit or so, even with an account. But in case you lose the app or your phone, of course your data will be lost. But I have it like this. You can see here that's just saying user. Then you have these 4 menus here. You have the today, which is mainly most of the current information. Then you can start some specific exercise from here instead from your watch, and you have the statistics also regarding everything what you have been doing. I have been doing something today, and you can see now the calorie consumption, average heart rate, and the lowest and highest thing. The only thing at the end, I noticed at the end of my exercise, I let it run actually after I stopped exercising for a little bit, to show you how the heart rate is going down, and it was going down to about 70, but it's not showing here. So it looks like it stopped a little bit before. I don't know why. So that's my advice. When you want to have a full exercise covered, let it run for maybe a little bit longer, maybe 2 or 3 extra minutes, so you'll have everything. So also the relaxation phase here, and not only the stop. But you can see it has been measuring good, going up here with the heart rate, so it looks like legit. I mean, I haven't been comparing this to any kind of scientific measurement tools or so, but it looks like it's more or less measuring what every other, like a smartwatch or fitness band, is measuring. These things are not really scientific things. They are just measuring as good as it gets with these cheap sensors. So, but you get some kind of indication what you are doing. That's not bad. But there's not much information. I mean, of course, with an advanced smartwatch or so, you can get more information here. But at least we have something. Then we have also the settings. And here we have more the user setting, like goal setting, unit setting, app language, connect to third-party platform like Google Fit. There's not more than Google Fit. FAQs about exit. And we have also the device settings here. Sometimes it's a little bit complicated. Yeah, for me, the structure of the menus is not very clear, and sometimes we have duplicate things, and you will need maybe a couple of hours or even a couple of days to really get used to this thing here. So we have the message notification, which we can turn on and off. We have it also for all other apps which you have on the phone, which is pretty good. A lot of such fitness bands or smartwatches, they don't allow this for all the apps. So this is really good. And as far as I've been able to see, it has given me a notification for everything which I have been turning on. So this is pretty good. Then we can set an HR scope. We can add sedentary reminder, do not disturb. We can set a time where we do not want to get notification, and also during this time with the wrist gesture, I mean, usually it's turning on when we move our wrist. I mean, we can turn it on or off. I have it on, but when we set this do not disturb time, it will also not wake up the screen during this time. This is what I have been experiencing. That's really good. Then here we have the display lit up by rotating the wrist. That's exactly what I was telling, but there's no sensitivity adjustment, but we have a brightness adjustment. We have the default, or we can set this manually. The default is not bad, but it's not like an automatic adjustment like other smartwatches have. Yeah, usually with fitness bands we don't have this feature. I love the automatic brightness adjustment. Yeah, and I'm missing this a little bit here. And we have the brightness, the screen duration. Either we can go with the default. I think it's 4 seconds or so. I have put it to the maximum to show you this better. I think that's not needed anymore. We are now at the app, so I can go back to the default, which saves of course a lot of battery. Then we have also the watch face style, which we can change also from here, not only on the band. There's an automatic lock which you can apply, so after like 10 seconds or so it will do an automatic lock, maybe for swimming or so. This would be a good idea, otherwise it could freak out during swimming. Then we have a couple of alarms which we can set. It has been working pretty good. Just make sure while you are adjusting these things, make sure that you double check at the end. It has been sometimes totally deleting things or mixed things up. It's not very reliable. I mean, once you have set and saved it, it's reliable, but when you're doing the update, sometimes it gets confused and it changes things, so be careful with that. Then it has also a countdown. You can set hours, minutes, seconds for a countdown, and then you can transfer this countdown time to your wristband, and you can, or you could even then turn off the smartphone, and the countdown will then work independently from your fitness band. So you could leave your smartphone at home and then just run away, and then it will give you some kind of alarm after the countdown is down to 0. Unfortunately, we cannot set the countdown time here, and we cannot start it from here. Find device, of course, like always, it will give some vibration here, so I'm going back. Of course, it's not like an audio, it's just a vibration. If you're too far away, you won't hear that. Then you can take a photo just with the wrist. You can, I think, move it around or something like that, and then you can make a picture. This is just normal stuff you have on every kind of smartwatch or fitness band. And you can set your personal blood pressure, like when you have been measuring that at your doctor's office or so. Then you can adjust it, and it will set to this, and it will then provide probably a more accurate reading. And then the switch setting, that's really important here, to turn on everything. Turn on heart rate detection, 24/7 blood pressure test, 24/7 temperature detection. You can even turn on and off compensation. Compensation means it will try to figure out what temperature we have outside, because of course it's not measuring exactly the temperature here, because it would be too low, because the outside temperature is a little bit cooling down your skin. So it's trying to figure what temperature it could be. Usually it's doing a good job. When you are sleeping during the night, it's totally messing up when you have turned on this compensation. So, but I had it always on with the compensation. Then swipe to next page. I don't even know what that is. But it looks like even when everything is on, you can get easily 7 or 8 days battery. So it's not worth to disable these things. I would definitely activate everything. But first thing, what I would do when you start with this thing, after connecting, you have to connect this thing. Of course, when you cannot connect, you have to reset. Usually it's working. You don't have to go to the Bluetooth. Just turn the thing on, go here, and then try to connect. When it's not connecting, then do a reset. And after that, before you do anything here on the app, go to the firmware upgrade. Also in my case, and I bought it really early, and it had still a firmware upgrade needed. Sometimes these firmware upgrades are deleting data. So when you have set up everything, done all the adjustments, personal settings, everything, and you do the firmware upgrade, maybe it will delete everything also to firmware or like to factory setting here in the app. So this is what I recommend to do at the beginning. So here we have also some family settings where you can share data with your family. Let's go back to the main screen. That's the today. It's called today. I don't know why. That's the main screen basically. By the way, you can also go to the settings here on top, and you can click on that and you see pattern. You can do change all the settings here. It's same thing, it's no different to what we have been seeing before. Here we can change this thing between the steps and the calories for the day, and then we have a lot of details here for the steps, sleep, heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, and weight. I mean, of course, the weight you have to enter manually, but you can still then get some indication or like more statistic data, which is not bad. But for all the rest, or most of the rest, it's the same thing. Let's just show this for the heart rate. We have the current day here. You can go back and touch on it. Yeah, usually we can do that, and we get more information like the average for this half hour, the highest, lowest, those things. You can see that a little bit, maybe, I don't know if you can really see that. You see it in this graphics. What's the highest and the lowest, I mean the range and the average. That's pretty good. And you can go to yesterday or the day before, these things, and you can see it's really measuring, really reliable. And you can go down and show all data, and you can see all the details, all the readings. Usually it should be here. Maybe I haven't been wearing this thing, can't remember. It's rather strange. So you can see it's measuring every minute. So here we have the details. So you can see 11:01, 11:02. So it's measuring not all the time, but it's measuring actually every minute. You can also see the heart rate scope with a lot of information here, where you are or what would be good, or a lot of information. Then you have more statistical information like for the week, for the months. It's pretty cool actually, when you, especially maybe when you have just recently started with some training and you want to see the improvement of your average heart rate. This could be really, really interesting. And you have really same thing for almost everything, like the blood pressure here, and also for the temperature. And you can see during the night, it's really, with the temperature compensation, it's not doing a good job. So it's always showing too much during the night, and obviously also during the day. I think here I have been sitting in the sun, and the sun has been shining on the wristband or the fitness band, and then of course it has been doing a bad job. But apart from that, it's really cool here what we have. A lot of information about a lot of things. We even can get an award when we have been doing some a lot of exercises. So it's pretty amazing what we get just with this fitness band. It's much more than what we get with a standard fitness band, which just measures the step and maybe sleep and the heart rate. So we have really a lot more, and still for a very cheap price. Of course, we do not get everything. I mean, there's no wireless charge, there's no always on display, there's no weather information, but still I would say for a fitness band at this price, and it's even waterproof, and it has really nice design. So when we take all these into account, I would say I can definitely give you full recommendation on this thing, and I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.